Hi, I'm Bob Hupp. I'm here with Mark Shanahan. Mark is the director of the production that just opened at the Rep, Peter and the Starcatcher. And we're taking a moment now to talk about a little background about the play, what the story's about, because, you know, with our weather and everything, we haven't done as many surround events as we usually do. So this is your chance to get some background information on this exciting new play that will be running for the next 4 weeks here at Arkansas Repertory Theater. Mark, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here to direct this play. You've been working on this play for a while now because this is a co-production with our friends at Theater Squared, a wonderful young theater company in Fayetteville. The play's been running there since the beginning of December, closed there, came down here, and Mark and the actors and the set have brought the play back to life for our audience. Mark, tell us a little bit about Peter and the Starcatcher. What were the origins of this origin story? What's the background of this play?
Well, Peter and the Starcatcher is the prequel to the original Peter Pan story. It tells the origin of Peter Pan, how he came to be Peter Pan. And it's this fantastic, beautiful play which really celebrates the imagination. Most people know that this great story of Peter Pan comes down to us when we're children. We all kind of get exposed to it at some point. And J.M. Barrie, who originated the character Peter Pan, actually, even though he toyed with it early on in a short story, when the Peter Pan that we all think of really started in the theater. He wrote Peter Pan for the stage in his play Peter Pan or the Boy Who Wouldn't Grow Up in 1904. So it's sort of exciting to think that this play, which tells about the origins of Peter Pan, also brings the character back to the theater. It's based on a novel from 2006, I believe, by another Barrie, Dave Barrie, who with Ridley Pearson wrote a wonderful young adult novel called Peter and the Starcatchers, and then the great playwright Rick Ellis and Roger Rees and a whole other gang of wonderful artists brought it to life as a play, which eventually found its way to New York and Broadway, and became very, very popular. And as it's spread like wildfire to regional theaters around the country, we've had the great opportunity between Theater Squared and Arkansas Repertory Theater to put together our own unique and original production of this play.
And it's wonderfully unique and original. When I saw it on Broadway, it won 5 Tony Awards on Broadway. When I saw it on Broadway, I couldn't wait for us to have the opportunity to do it here because it's such wonderful storytelling. It's so theatrical. What's the appropriate audience for Peter and the Starcatcher? Who's this play going to appeal to?
You know, it's very adult in a way that it's the sense of humor, because it's a funny play, is aimed at adults. But I do think it is a perfect kind of play that you could take a 10-year-old to and introduce them to the theater and maybe get them hooked on it for life. But I find that a lot of the humor and a lot of the laughs that are aimed at adults also helps kind of awaken that inner child and all the adults that are sitting in the house. But it's definitely a family-friendly show.
And you know, here and during the previews, we've had kids here. We have parents bring kids as young as 5 and 6 years old who have been enthralled with the production. And of course, we've had our regular subscribers and patrons who have come here and said, I didn't know what to expect, but wow, I really loved it. And we talk about the play being theatrical and being unique. How do those words apply to what they're going to see when they come and see Peter and the Starcatcher?
Well, I think mostly, you know, as I look around even at our set, putting this play together, it was important to approach it and realize that we have 12 actors playing over 100 roles. And just like backyard acting when you were a kid and you could pick up a stick and it would be a sword, the play sort of celebrates the imagination, celebrates playmaking and the theater itself. And we needed fantastic actors who were great at both physical comedy and really great with the text, the actual words, because it is such a funny play, to sort of bring it to life. And just the right kind of actors to expose the humor, but also the heart of the play. So it really is one of those great plays which kind of makes you transport to somewhere else. When you walk in, you see this set, I think you know that you're going to see something sort of magical right away.
You know, this Peter the Starcatcher is called a play with music, as opposed to a musical like Little Mermaid or Bridges of Madison County. What does it mean? What's a play with music, and what can the audience expect with these? You know, you can't see it, but sitting to our right and to our left are places for live musicians. What's that about?
Well, the play is so beautifully put together because there are elements of vaudeville, there are elements of musical theater, there's just so many, there's elements of Shakespeare that it alludes to. And we wanted to make sure that when we got to the portions of the play that were supported with music, sometimes really stirring music and sometimes without giving away any of our secrets, some riotously funny stuff, that we wanted to make sure that the musicians were in plain sight. So we've actually invited the musicians to be inside of the audience and part of the proceeding, so it feels like a real ensemble. But yeah, there's portions of the play which have some pretty amazing.
And those musicians create all the sound effects,
absolutely,
and the ocean, and all the effects of the island, and all the places that this play transports you to.
Yep.
Really, we're transported in many ways by the sound effects that these musicians create.
12 actors and 2 musicians, and I think those guys never get a chance to rest up there. Yeah.
Right. It is an awesomely funny evening of theater. I know it's fun for you and for the entire family. It's running throughout the month of January and into February. I hope you'll come and see Peter and the Starcatcher here at the Rep. I want to thank our friend Mark Shanahan, our director, for talking with us today. We'll see you at the Rep.